T45 torques, loosen the bolts off while it's on the floor, and then lift the bike up to take the boots out, the bolts all the way out, and pull the caliper away. As long as the caliper's lined up with the holes, it'll slide back off the wheel. If it's at an angle, you might not get it past the wheel without chipping your paint, so be careful. SPS pads, they're the same as Brembo's. I use the SPS Street, they bite like crazy, proper good. And then some brake cleaner. Once you've got the bolts out, you can see inside here, okay? What you're gonna do is you're gonna pry them apart. I use a screwdriver or something. And once they're apart, it's dead easy. You push this piece forward and it flips out. You put that bit forward, it flips out, and then both pads will come out. I'll show you in a second. So, I'm gonna pry the pads apart with this. Just bit by bit, just to get the pistons to compress. Once the pistons are compressed enough, okay, take the bottom end, push it forward like so, and then come here, you little bastard. There we go. Out it comes. This side, push it forward. You can see it release there. See the tops release, and out it comes. Give this a good clean with brake cleaner and a toothbrush. Try not to get it on your paintwork. All right, so far so good. These are so easy to change, it's unbelievable. So I'll just take my cloth, hold it against there, give that a good shake. Plenty of cleaner in there. This stuff evaporates really quick. You can see, this is my first pad change on this bike. It's done about 11,000 Ks or something. But they're not that bad. They're not that dirty, to be honest. Just get the bulk of the shit off. You'll see it because it'll be black. Don't be shy with the spray. Get it all in there. There you go. You can see it changing now, cleaning off. That's not bad at all, actually. It's a lot cleaner than I thought it was going to be. But I don't ride the bike in the wet much, so that's probably why. Once you've cleaned them off, what we're going to do next is pry the pistons apart again, just to facilitate getting the pads in. But make sure this is all nice and dry and clean first. Right, I've dried it all off. So what I'm going to do now, you can see the pistons have come out a little bit, which they will, it's natural. I normally take the handle, the rubber handle, and just work it in, and then just pry them apart again a little bit. You don't need to be a crazy amount pried. The reason why I'm using this, because I don't want to damage the pistons. So, you can see the shape of the curve. That's the way this needs to go. So this back piece goes in first, like so. Once it's in place, line it up here, and then, once you've done that, push it against the spring on the back and clip it in. There it is. Same with the other one. This spring in the back, you don't need to remove it. If you do, it's just a pain in the ass. So you can leave it in there and clean it. Make sure your arch is, again, correct. Make sure the pads are facing inwards, okay, like so. And then what you're gonna do, exactly the same as you did before. Take hold of it, put the bottom pin in first, there, put it in place, slide it in. You can feel the resistance against the spring, push that down and in. There you go, there's your gap right there. If you need to, you can pry this open a little bit more to get it over the disc. This might actually go without me bothering doing that. Let's take a look. I'm gonna line these two up with the holes. There we go. So it's in place. Put some Loctite on your bolts and nip them in. What I do is, before I tighten the bolts, I'll pull on the brake so it lines up the pads with the disc while it's loose. Then once it's done that, I'll tighten it up. They're gonna feel spongy to start with, but once you pumped them a few times, they'll nip up. What I'll do is they're pretty loose right there. So what I'll do now is I'll apply the front brake. I'll just squeeze on the brake a few times. There we got nothing, right there we got bite. There we got more bite. And there it's biting really well. Okay, so I'll nip them up finger tight or ratchet tight, and then I'll lower it off the stand, because you don't want to go wrenching on the bike while it's balanced on the stand. Not that I don't trust the stand, but hey, I don't want to be the guy that says, oh fuck, it fell off my stand. So. These really were ready, weren't they? Look at that shit. Yeah, they were ready to be changed. Anyway, the discs are fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop it off the stand. Oh, by the way, Power GP2s. I put these on last week. I just been out for a couple of runs in it. Great, absolutely bang on. I got 10,000 Ks out the front and 5 out the back. So I've gone 2 back to 1 front, but absolutely brilliant. I've run my front at 30, I think it's 32 cold, and the back at 30 cold. But I'm in Spain. It's always sunny and nice and mild out here. So I'm gonna drop it off the stand, and then I'm gonna crank down on it. And then once I've done that, I'll take it to the car wash and give it a bloody good clean. All right.